In 1791, this land was nothing but forest and swamp on the banks of the Potomac. Today, it holds the most powerful office on earth. This is the story of the White House, burned to the ground, rebuilt from ashes, and rebuilt again from the inside out. This is how an empty field became the home of American power. President George Washington himself picked the site. He hired French engineer Pierre L'Enfant to design the new capital city, and a public design competition was held to decide what the president's house would look like. An Irish-born architect named James Hoban won. His design was inspired by Leinster House in Dublin. On October 13, 1792, the Cornerstone was laid. Construction would take 8 years, carried out by a mix of enslaved African Americans, free black laborers, and European immigrant stonemasons, working with sandstone quarried from Aquia Creek, Virginia. On October 13, 1792, the Cornerstone was laid. Construction would take 8 years, carried out by a mix of enslaved African Americans, free black laborers, and European immigrant stonemasons, working with sandstone quarried from Aquia Creek, Virginia. In November 1800, President John Adams became the first president to move in, even though the house wasn't finished. His wife Abigail famously hung her laundry to dry in the unfinished East Room. Then came the War of 1812. On August 24, 1814, British troops marched into Washington and set the president's house on fire in retaliation for the burning of York, Canada. Only the sandstone exterior walls survived the flames. James Hoban, the original architect, was brought back to rebuild it. To hide the fire damage, the sandstone walls were painted white. Some say this is where the name White House truly took hold. By 1817, President James, through the 1800s, the house evolved with the nation. Andrew Jackson installed running water. James Polk added gas lighting. The south portico and north portico were added, giving the building the iconic silhouette we recognize today. By 1901, the mansion was cramped. Theodore Roosevelt had 6 children and a growing federal staff crammed into the same building. He commissioned a major renovation. Offices were moved into a brand new wing, the West Wing, separating the president's work from his family's home. It was Roosevelt who officially named the building the White House. In 1909, President Taft expanded the West Wing further and created a new, distinctly shaped room for the president to work in, the Oval Office. It has been the symbolic center of American power ever since. By the 1940s, the White House had a shocking secret. It was structurally failing. Floors sagged, a leg of a bathtub reportedly crashed through the ceiling below. President Truman ordered the interior completely gutted down to the exterior walls and rebuilt with a steel frame from 1949 to 1952. Every president since has added their own mark. Swimming pools, a bowling lane, a movie theater, the Situation Room, and modern security and technology systems hidden behind its historic facade. Today, the complex holds 132 rooms, 35 bathrooms. From burned ruins to the most photographed house on the planet, the White House has survived war, fire, and near collapse. Always rebuilt, never abandoned. It stands today not just as a building, but as a symbol that has outlasted every president who has ever called it home. If you enjoyed this journey through history, subscribe to Docu-America for more stories that built a nation. Rooms and sits on 18 acres. Monroe moved into the restored building.